I grew up just on the other side of the river from Chestertown, and grew up on the river in the 50s and early 60s, you know, as a boy, fishing and crabbing and swimming and sailing and water skiing and running around Chestertown barefoot. My parents did move here in the 50s, so there's an old thing that says that if there was a native and there was a guy next door who wasn't a native, and he asked the native, he said, well, I'm not a native, but my kids, they were born here, they're natives, aren't they? And the native said, well, if you took a pregnant cat and put them in the oven and she had kittens, you wouldn't call them biscuits, would you? I met Pete Rice at Echo Hill Outdoor School and started to work there, and then found that I was often doing the things there with people, showing people things that I really loved to do and had spent my youth doing. And so the things, the job and I really meshed together, because kind of mucking about in old boats and fishing up to my waist and crabbing and showing people how terrific the food chain is were just things that I like to do the most.
How about a round of last person standing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that.
For the most part, most of our students are 4th to 8th graders, but we got great programs we do with college students. We have programs we do with 2nd and 3rd graders, and sometimes a little younger than that.
What did Noah tell his mother he and Rick were definitely not scared of? They definitely would never be scared of no...
Ghosts. Supernatural.
Correct, you're in the water, Maeve, you're out of here.
We have a very full calendar. Even in a time of recession, we have a full calendar. I mean, we have schools that sometimes are waiting for years to get a spot in the calendar so they can bring a group to us. And we have schools that have bring groups to us for 30 years. So they continue to bring their children to us because they think we do great things with them, that it makes a difference in their classroom learning. So sometimes people will say, well, outdoor school, is that better than regular school? It's not better than regular school. It's part of regular school. It's part of the conventional experience to take children out of the classroom and give them experiences that they can take back to the classroom that have value, that help them in the classroom. It helps them to understand that what they're learning in the classroom is valuable and that they can apply that in the field. And as a result, they can get to higher levels. You know, what I try to help children understand is that when they're out in the environment, when they're working with their peers, or when they're investigating history, if they want to know more, they can. If they look, they will see. I think unless you've really done this, it's hard to perceive. It's hard to really imagine what that's like for these kids. It's, any way you look at it, number one, it's camping. They're camping on the boat. It's a big, historic Chesapeake Bay workboat that's set up for us to sleep on the deck with sleeping bags. And we put a tent up if it rains, and we're just camping. It's rustic living. But it's at a pace that only existed 80 and 100 years ago. So we get up when the sun wakes us, and we go crabbing when the tide's right, early in the morning, or we sail when the wind blows, and we eat when we're hungry, and we fish when the tide's right, and we swim when we're hot, and we go to sleep when we're too tired to stay up at night. And that's the life that they live for 5 days on the boat. If they want to just sit there and read for an hour, they can. It's the Huck Finn life. And sometimes it takes a couple of days to realize that they're not in a race, that it's okay to just relax and have the boat move along at 4 miles an hour, not 40. It doesn't have to go that fast to enjoy the river.
A coconut tree. A palm tree.
I can't hear him when she's I can't hear him.
I think the most important thing for us to understand, particularly when a lot of the times we're working, when I say we, I mean educators at Echo Hill Outdoor School, we're working with very vulnerable age groups, 5th and 6th and 7th, 8th graders. And so it's not really up to us to do their thinking for them. But we can help them see how incredible the environment is and help them understand that they're a part of it and that the choices people make are complex. And that's what I want them to know, is that it's a lot of really important stuff that's going on out there and that they're a part of it.
Why don't we sing the Krabby song?
The Krabby song, you want to sing it?
Yes.
Do you know it?
Sorry, will you just whisper the words in my ear?
I got that crabby feeling down in my toes, up in my nose, all over me. I got that crabby feeling. So this has been one of the great kind of almost luxuries that the school has for its staff. Okay, it is this ratio.